All right, so today we're diving deep into internet culture.
Oh, this should be interesting.
We're taking a look at this Chinese blogger
Okay.
and marathoner. He calls himself li2niu online.
Li2niu?
Yeah, it's written li2niu.
Oh, okay.
And he did this really interesting thing on xiaohongshu, also called Already,
I've heard of it.
which
Yeah.
is a pretty big social media platform over in China.
Mm.
He went on there posing as an American
Oh, wow.
who was trying to learn Chinese.
So I'm guessing his Chinese was maybe a little too good
Yeah, exactly.
to actually be believable.
But it's the way he went about it that
Yeah.
makes it so interesting.
Okay, so what did he do?
So his comment went something like, "Hello, I come from the northern part of the United States,
Mhm.
and I am learning Chinese. My Chinese is very poor. If I have mistakes in my Chinese, please tell me."
Okay, so like he's asking for help.
Yeah, but then he goes on to say, "I have been working hard to make my language rich."
Rich.
Yeah. I am curious why the vagina of a cow means super cool.
He said what?
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's where the li2niu part of it
Right.
starts to make
That's
sense.
a stereotypical name.
Right.
Yeah.
And not just the name, even phrases like, my Chinese is very poor. I mean, it's obvious he knows what he's doing.
He does, yeah.
It's like that classic mistake
Mm-hmm.
that Chinese speakers make when they're learning English.
Totally. Using poor instead of something like limited.
Exactly. So to see him flip that
Uh-huh.
and then use it in this way,
It's brilliant.
it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
And the comment just blew up on xiaohongshu.
I bet.
It went way beyond his usual followers.
I mean, it makes you think, like, why did this work so well?
Right.
Because on the surface,
Yeah.
it's just a silly comment.
It is, but there's something more to it.
There is. It's like he tapped into something
Mm-hmm.
about how Chinese internet users react to different personas online.
Absolutely. And maybe even how the platform itself.
Reacts to it,
It's like the algorithm saying, oh, look, an American.
I mean, think about it. He's using awkward grammar on purpose.
Right.
He's intentionally misusing words, and he's even throwing in some Shandong dialect
Wow.
just to really play it up.
It's almost like he's using every stereotype
Right.
of a foreigner trying to speak Chinese.
And instead of being made fun of for it,
Exactly.
he's celebrated.
It's wild.
He was surprised, too. He even said, "Why are Chinese netizens so friendly to American IPs?"
IP.
Internet protocol addresses. But
Right.
he's using it here to mean, like, American users.
Gotcha.
So he goes on, "Foreigners can get so much attention and praise for speaking a few clumsy sentences in Chinese. In contrast, Chinese bloggers seem like clowns."
Wow, that's a statement.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if there's like a cultural thing going on
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Like some kind of leftover admiration for Western culture, or
Yeah.
maybe it's a strategy by the platform,
Yeah.
to boost engagement with foreign content.
An American friend of his actually brought that up, that maybe it's the platform itself that's favoring foreign content.
Now that's interesting.
Isn't it?
Yeah, like we all know algorithms influence what we see, but
Hmm.
could they be favoring certain nationalities?
And if that's true, it means our experience online,
Right.
the content we see, even the people we interact with,
Yeah.
are all shaped by these forces that we might not even be aware of.
The seemingly simple, funny post just went really deep, really fast.
It did.
Mm.
So before we move on to what li2niu did next with this persona,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on all this? Do you buy into this idea that platforms might be favoring certain types of users?
I don't know. It's hard to say for sure, but I think.
It really is amazing that we're talking about cow vaginas and online algorithms all in the same breath.
It is pretty wide.
It all started with that one comment,
Right.
but he didn't stop there.
Oh. What did he do next?
So li2niu, he sees this comment blowing up, and he thinks, I'm going to run with this.
Haha. So he's going to keep playing this American persona.
Yeah. He starts posting on all these other social media accounts,
Mm.
always as this American learning Chinese.
And people are buying it.
It seems so, yeah.
Wow.
He even created a Chinese person identifier website,
Oh, what?
a website that claims to, identify if you're Chinese.
Seriously?
Yeah. And then a high-level xiaohongshu new user exam.
Okay, this is getting more and more absurd.
Right. But that's the genius of it.
Okay, so what happened? Did this American persona work on other platforms?
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
His engagement and followers just exploded.
Compared to his usual stuff.
Yeah, it's like he completely changed his online identity.
And the internet just ate it up.
And it makes you think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're always told to find our niche online,
Yeah.
build a brand, stick to it. But li2niu, he shows us that maybe limiting ourselves like that could be holding us back. He actually realized that he had trapped himself in an information bubble.
Ah, so he was only reaching people who were already interested in what he usually posts.
Exactly. Marathons and stuff.
Makes sense?
But by playing abstract, stepping outside his usual persona,
Yeah.
he was able to break free from that.
So who did he connect with?
He calls them WFH developers,
WFH.
work from home.
Oh, okay.
And he said he wouldn't have reached those people
Right.
with his usual content.
It's like he accidentally stumbled upon a hack for online growth.
Sort of, yeah.
But it's more than just the numbers, right?
Oh, definitely.
It's about, like, being your true self online.
Like, li2niu's conclusion is that sticking to one persona, it's like turning your account into a rice bowl.
A rice ball.
It becomes just a way to make money
Sure.
rather than a way to express yourself.
I see.
He's saying don't be afraid to be silly, to experiment,
Yes.
to break out of your comfort zone.
I like that.
Because you might discover new connections,
Yeah.
new ideas, even new sides of yourself.
Especially in today's online world.
Right.
Where everyone's trying to be perfect.
Yeah.
Curated, you know?
It's easy to forget that we're all just trying to connect with each other.
Exactly.
This is making me rethink my whole approach to being online.
Me too.
It's tempting to just stick to what, works.
Yeah.
But maybe there's more to be gained by being a little more abstract.
Maybe we all have a bit of li2niu in us,
I think you're right.
waiting to be unleashed.
And if playing with our online identities can help us connect with new people, new ideas,
Break out of our bubbles.
isn't that a good thing?
It definitely challenges the idea that we need to present this, like, fixed version of ourselves online.
This has been quite a journey so far.
It has.
We started with a joke about a cow's vagina,
We did.
and now we're talking about online identity and authenticity.
And we're not done yet.
Exactly. Like, li2niu's experiment has brought up some really big questions.
Like, if li2niu's American persona is just him playing abstract, what does that say about the rest of us?
Are we all playing a role to some extent? It's a question we all have to wrestle with these days, I think.
It really is, especially now when everyone's online.
Yeah, and we're constantly seeing those perfect pictures,
Right, and everyone has their little brand.
Makes you wonder, is it even possible to be authentic online?
Well, I don't know if I'd say it's, like, impossible.
Okay.
It's not about being fake,
Right.
It's more about choosing what parts of yourself to show.
Oh, so like a highlight reel.
Kind of. Yeah.
We show different sides of ourselves depending on where we are online.
Exactly. You're not going to post the same stuff on LinkedIn that you would on, like, TikTok.
And those choices, they're influenced by so many things.
Oh, for sure.
The platform, the people we're trying to reach, even just like the general vibe online.
Yeah, what's considered cool.
Exactly.
So changes so fast.
So maybe playing abstract isn't just about being funny.
Right.
It's about figuring out this whole online world.
Finding your place in it.
Yeah, and figuring out how to be yourself within all these rules and expectations.
I think li2niu's story really shows that tension.
That tension between
Wanting to be genuine.
Yeah.
And also wanting to be seen.
Heard, yeah.
In this crazy digital world.
And sometimes it feels like you have to choose.
Right. Like, do I be myself?
Yeah.
Or do I do what it takes to get likes and followers?
And it's easy to get lost in that,
Oh, yeah.
Chasing those numbers.
It's like li2niu said, it can turn into just a rice bowl.
Right, just a way to make money.
Instead of something more meaningful.
So how do we avoid that?
Well, I think we need to remember why we're online in the first place.
Okay.
Is it for the likes and the followers? Or is it for something more?
Like connecting with people.
Exactly.
An idea.
Being creative.
Yeah.
And maybe playing abstract can help us do that.
It's like giving ourselves permission to experiment a little.
To not take ourselves too seriously. To have some fun.
This whole conversation has been really eye-opening.
Yes.
We started with a silly comment about a cow.
We did.
And we ended up talking about some pretty deep stuff.
It's amazing how these things connect, isn't it?
It is. And I think li2niu's experiment gives us a lot to think about. Like, how do we want to be online?
What kind of digital world do we want to create?
And maybe most importantly, how can we be our true selves?
Even when it feels like everyone's watching.
That's a great point to end on, I think.
Yeah.
So thank you all for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
into the world of li2niu and online identity.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.